So welcome to this live broadcast. I'm super excited that you're here. My name is Becky LaFave. I'm better known as She's in Charge of Business. And today we're going to talk about how to level up your online presence and transform your social media. How to level it up and transform your social media. So if that is you and you're like, yes, girl, I need some help. I'm a coach. I'm a network marketer. I'm a VA. Drop in and let me know exactly what are you showing up online and what are you helping others with. Drop in the chat and let me know wherever you're hanging out with us today. Welcome to the broadcast. So, being an online coach is as your an online presence, right? This is your online presence. So I want you to understand, like when I talk to other people, they're not utilizing their platform as their storefront, right? And so this is a crucial place when you're showcasing your business is utilizing this space as it. A lot of people that I work with, coaches, network marketers, they're just like hanging out in groups and preying on other people. And then when they might have somebody interested in them, what's the normal thing that we all do? We don't know each other. What's the normal thing we all do? We all go to our social sites where they are, right? Who are they? So we're going to talk about that today and how you can really level up your social media site. So when people come over and check you out, because that's the only way they get to know you, is that you represent yourself well. So welcome to the chat, you guys. Drop in and say hello. Tell me where you're coming in from so I know. And also tell me what kind of business you're in. We also have a special announcement that I will get to right now so you don't miss out. So I am, doing a workshop on Chat GPT. If you don't know what it is yet, it is the new AI that's out there that is going to help you. If you're a coach, a VA, a copywriter, a network marketer, if you are utilizing your business online, which I probably can see that you are because you're here with me, you don't want to miss out on this workshop. This is going to change everything, the game of your business. Trust me, it already has for my own. But I want you to know, I see a lot of people out there doing it, and I am doing it different because what? We are not marketers. We are personal brands. And there is a big difference than being an online marketer and having a personal brand. So you want to know the difference. And so if you want the link, drop workshop below, and I will make sure you get the link so you're able to check it out. So welcome aboard. It's nice to see you here all the way from Aloha. Yes, aloha, girlfriend. What's going on? So here's the thing. I'm going to share with you 6 tips today that can really transform your social media. And so right now I'm all over the place, right? I'm on IG, I'm on YouTube, and I'm in my personal group. So if, I'm not on my regular page today because this is the juicy stuff that I'm going to be giving to you. So if you have any girlfriends out there that are not in our group and you're like, yes, they need to have this information, She's in Charge of Business by Becky LaFave, go ahead and invite her to this community. So number 1, your online presence you can transform this really quick if you take these 6 things I'm going to share with you, write them down, and make sure you go do it immediately. Because don't wait until I'll get to it, right? Write it down now if you're serious about your business. Number 1, knowing your target audience. That's the first step in transforming your online presence. Because if you know your targeted audience, guess what? You're going to speak to them, right? So if you're right now not getting any engagement, you're not having anybody show up, you don't have anybody communicating with you, they don't know that you're talking to them. You're not solving anything for them, right? So it means you need to know what their needs are. You need to know what is pressing in their life right now. What is the pain points that they're dealing with? And create content to serve that one person, right? Now, if you're talking to many, you're talking to nobody, right? So we know this, or I hope that we know this. If you're talking to one person, they feel like, oh my God, you're talking to me. That's how you make more sales. And in that workshop, just saying, since I changed that, on a lot of my stuff, my sales have went up tremendously. So you don't want to miss out on that. Okay. So knowing that your targeted audience is going to impact them with the content that you're going to share with them, right? They're like, oh my God, have you ever had that feeling when you read somebody else's post and you're like, oh my God, it's like they read my mind? Ding, ding, ding. That's where you want to be with your content. Okay. So number 2, optimizing your social media profile. Social media profile, like I said, this is your digital storefront. Now, I don't mean that you're going to, plaster, this is what I sell all the time. There's a time and a place for that. And this is what we see most people, marketers, right? Not a personal brand, but a marketer do. I teach in my personal branding academy that marketing is done in the DMs. That's where you build the relationship. That's where you share what you do, right? And so you want to make sure that you're not constantly throwing up your links, throwing up that, because let's face it, nobody wants to do business with you if you're doing that. Okay. So you want to optimize that for the first impression. It's like when you walk into a room, the first impression is just that, right? Is your first impression. So if you don't make a good statement, what is it saying to everybody else? Okay. So number 3, visual content. Exactly what I'm doing right now. Visual content is way more engaging than you just putting up a text post right now. Not that a text post, if written well, right, it can definitely bring you a lot of engagement. But I talk to so many people that see me outside of the online space. Maybe I'm talking at a conference, a mastermind class, and they're like, oh my God, Becky, I've been watching you online. You're exactly who you say you are. They recognize you even more because you hear your voice. There's nothing more powerful than somebody hearing your voice, right? So it's so powerful. So drop in, how many of you, drop a 2 below, if right now you're utilizing visual content, which means reels, which means your stories, so that you use your voice in your stories. You're using live video. Are you utilizing that in your content to really connect? Drop a 2 below in the chat and let me know. Okay, number 4 is really, I've said this over and over, and I'm sure you've heard it from a million other people, but I have to keep on saying it because it's, for some reason, you keep stopping from being consistent, right? Consistent is the key to this game. Consistency, especially in the world we live in right now. I want you to ask yourself, and this happens to me all the time, myself, I catch my own self saying, oh my gosh, I really want to get that, or I really want to purchase that, but then I end up like wasting time because I didn't have the time, or just, it wasn't on a demand. It wasn't a pain point like right now, right? So I want you to pay attention to your own self. When do you buy? Is it the first time? Is it the third time? Is it the 7th time? So the market today needs to see your piece of content, hear your voice before they say yes, so much higher than you ever could believe. Okay. So the new average used to be between 7 and 12. It is 12 and 24 now. But if you can dial in your content even better, if you can really dial that in with, using AI in your personal brand, not as a marketer, but in your personal brand message, then you are going to have less of that happening because you're going to be able to really grab at their attention. And that's where it is. You got to grab their attention and their emotions, and grab their attention and every pain point and the excitement of the vision, right? There's all of that happening. So if you're not getting that right now, it's going to be really hard for you to continue being in this. Just saying. So I want you to be consistent. And that is really the strongest piece about your online presence is being consistent. If you can't be consistent, honey, you ain't going to grow a business. And that's just being straight up honest. And you already know this, right? You already know this, but we constantly need to be told, and it constantly needs to be your brand messaging. That's the biggest piece as well, your brand messaging. So they can recognize you. That's the biggest thing, is so they can recognize you and your brand. You become this girl that gets shared. You get noticed. They want you to do live video with them. They want you to be a part of whatever they've got going on. So number 5 goes right into this: collaboration. Now, if you are not collaborating, I've got to tell you this quick story because it blew my mind. And I want to share this with you just so you maybe witness your own self. Maybe this is happening to you, or maybe you can tend to be like this. And so I'm gonna say and be bold enough to share this with you because it was really unbelievable what happened to me. But collaboration is a huge thing for, I don't care what business you're in, right? Collaboration, and attracts other people to you. And listen, we're living in a world that has billions of people. So if you feel like you can't share what you got and you're keeping it to yourself, well, then really you're being stingy. And it's not attractive. Let's just face it. It's not attractive. You need to widen your audience and you need to get seen. But there is proper ways of doing this. And so recently, I have been doing a collaboration, and I have this big thing. I won't drag it out, but where you can get. I've been interviewing coaches in different businesses on my social on every Monday. And so you get put into this, I give you an invite to this form, you fill it out. And if you meet the requirements, we all have to have requirements. We all have to have standards, okay? It's important to have that. And some people just don't jive with you and your audience. So that wouldn't be a good collaboration. I mean, we are here to help each other and grow our business, right? And so I had a woman that messaged me and said, what's the next step? And so I said, well, the next step is my assistant will go over everything, make sure that we're a good fit, and we'll get back to you on that. She just went right in and started barking at me because she thought she was above it, that I might reject her and that she can't be on my live interview show. And it was unbelievable how she attacked me. Now, I'm thinking to myself, why would I want to partner up with somebody that has such a poor attitude? And, I mean, that's not who I'm collaborating with, right? And I want you to see that for yourself. I want you to see, are you having people come in? I mean, this is a rare thing, but I want you to take note of that. And you know what? You don't have to work with everybody, right? I turn down people all the time because listen, this is your business and we don't have to work with anybody we don't want to, especially if it's not going to help my people, right? And that's what it's about. I'm not here to serve myself. I already have the business. I already have the things going on. I'm here to serve other people at the highest level. And I expect anybody that comes into my world has the same, respect, the same everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm lost for words, but I have so many words to say about it. That's why I think I'm like locked down a little bit. But, here's the thing. Make sure that when you're going into collaboration, that you're on the same page with each other. You have something to offer for each one. It's not just one or the other. It's not about the me show, right? And some people like to think that they're higher than everybody else. And it's just not the way it is. Not in my world. I'm here to help and support other women. And that's what it's all about, right? Okay, so enough of that. Number 6, engage with your audience. I see so many people that put up stuff on social media and they never engage with their audience, right? I also teach this in my branding academy, this method called 3x3x3. Now it's also in a little, you know, how do you call it, a little toolbox and a little course that I have that I call the social media toolbox, that I teach this method because so many people are not sure how to use social media. And listen, I was once her. And so the things that I have is what I've been able to do, right? That I teach. And I teach this method because one, this is how you get more engagement. Two, this is how you get more eyeballs on you. And three, it really sets the other person up for success as well. You know, we're working with other people. Like I said, you got to get in there and engage and be a part of other people's lives so they'll respond on your stuff and you respond on their stuff. And this is a giver's game, right? If you're not into giving, you're going to lose at this social media business game that we're all in on this online space. Okay, so practice really good conversations and create content that really encourages them to engage with you. So important. All right. Well, that is it for today. I hope those were 6 helpful tips for you. Listen, if you missed out also on this chat GPT workshop that we are coming up in the month of March, if you want more information on this workshop, I'm telling you, this is going to be the game changer. It already has for me. My sales have went up. My content is so much better because let's face it, I am not no copywriter girl. I'm a great talker. I love to talk to people. That's how I get my emotions out. I'm not good at putting it on paper. And if you're not either, you're not going to want to miss this. All right, you guys, as always, thank you so much for joining me. And we'll see you next Wednesday when I do my live training. Take care.